What's happening?
Happy
How you doing,
holidays.
Noah? What's that?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays to all you, everybody who's showing up here live. So, do us a favor. If in the chat box, tell us what you are most excited about for the holiday season. Normally, we say where you coming in from, and we get a bunch of people telling us where they're from. But in addition to that, also tell us, what are you excited about? Are you excited about the lights, the mood, a specific type of food, hanging out with friends, traveling, whatever it is? You let us know. I want to see all your comments.
I'm excited about persimmons, Cyrus.
Talk to us about persimmons. I don't think that, the truth be told, growing up in California, persimmons were all over the place, and I would either literally eat hundreds per season. You move to the East Coast, and people are like, what are you talking about? So educate everybody about what persimmons are and how you can get your hands on them.
Persimmons are a very calorie-dense fruit that come into season in the fall, and they're very sweet. They're very rich, which is important because something we talk about a lot at Mastering Diabetes is making sure you get enough calories when transitioning to a plant-based diet. So if you eat too many of the lower calorie fruits, you might be hungry after maybe a fruit-based breakfast or something like that. So it's a really great staple to have that calorie-dense fruit in this beautiful time of the year, fall, winter time. So you can get two different varieties. You can have the hachia, which is a cone-shaped one, and then you have the fuyu, which is more like round, okay? And they're both good, but the hachia, you must wait till it gets very soft. So I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture of these. I wish I had
So
some
you
with
can
me.
actually pull a hilarious practical joke on a friend if you want. Here's what you do: you go get the hachia persimmon, just like Robbie said. It's shaped like a triangle. It's got like a very pointy top to it, and the hachia persimmon has to be very ripe in order to eat it, because if not, it has this what's called an astringent quality to it, and the astringent nature of it means that when it hits your tongue, it literally like sucks all the moisture out of your mouth, and it's got this like horrendous flavor. So what you do is you tell a friend, you take a fuyu persimmon, the really tasty one, and you take a bite in it, and you're like, man, this is really good. Oh man, you should try this. And then you hand them a hachia that's not ripe, and then have them bite into the hachia, and it sucks all the moisture out of their mouth instantaneously, and it's a terrible experience. So
That
I've
is
done that
a great.
before. It's hilarious because that
Okay, can you
that
see my
feeling
screen,
sticks with
Cyrus?
you for hours. What's that?
Can you see my screen?
We cannot see your screen.
Cannot see my screen. Okay, hold on a
Now we
second.
can.
Oh, now I think you can. Now you can. Okay, so do you see the one on the left? That's the fuyu. Eat like an apple. Hachia, not ripe until squishy.
That's right. I see that.
Okay. All right. And then look at this picture. This is a really nice picture, which is demonstrating how mushy. It says mushy goodness. That's a great photo. It looks ugly. Some people might think it's gone bad. It's got a little bit of black here, but that is going to be perfect. You can eat the skin. You don't have to eat the skin, but that is just going to be gooey greatness on the inside.
Gooey greatness. That should be your new Instagram account
I love that.
if you're going to make
Absolutely.
a new one. Okay, so I asked the question, what are you guys most excited about for the holiday season? And Swami responds, bananas. Very good. I like that. I like it. Very good. Okay. Diane says, my kid's coming home from college. Natasha says, my daughter seeing Santa. Ooh, I like that a lot. That's actually really cool. Fivefold Wellness, sharing recipes with family. Marcy says, my wonderful food and family. Pam says, excited about family time. Yes, that's awesome. I think that goes true for me too. Gwen says, my great grandson's excitement in all the Christmas traditions. Yes, it's awesome to see kids get so into Christmas, because when you get to an adult, you're like, whatever. But as a kid, it's just priceless. Sue says, spend time with my granddaughter. Person Cole says, I'm excited about Christmas celebrations. Good. You guys are nailing it here. Well, here's what I'm excited about. Indigo is finally old enough to like recognize the world. So she's like just over a year at this point. And we decided the other day that we're going to actually like go pretty hard for Christmas, in the sense of like, we're going to put up Christmas lights, and we're going to have like little figurines around the house, and we're going to get her into the mood. So just like a lot of the comments that are coming in here, I'm excited about just watching her face as she like sees the whole excitement, and maybe starts to understand what Santa and who Santa is. So I'll report back with all the hilarious photos.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I've been feeling Indigo's gonna like climb the Christmas tree.
We actually are going to get her like a little 2 foot tall Christmas tree, so it's as big as her.
That's cute. That's cute. Cyrus, should we announce this special webinar that people can join?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about it. We have a webinar that is coming up next Wednesday, which is the 14th, and it is happening at 2:00 p.m. Eastern. And in this webinar, we are going to be talking everything you want to know about immunity, immunity, immunity. There's a lot of confusion about what foods are actually beneficial for immune health and how you can maximize your immune health using your food as medicine, not necessarily using a bunch of supplements and using a bunch of pharmaceutical medication. All right. So if you want to be included in this webinar, just write the word webinar in the chat box. Okay. Just write the word chat webinar. We will send you a link, and then you can click on that link and you can go register for the webinar. This is a webinar that trust me, you don't want to miss. It's cold season. It's flu season. Having a strong immune system is very important in today's world, and it has become more important ever since the pandemic hit back in 2020. So if you care about immunity, write the word webinar, and let's make this happen.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this. I mean, we've all seen how important it is to boost your immunity from the inside out, like take full control. And the consequences of what's going around out there, it hasn't gone away, Cyrus. Like everything is still present, and we have a lot of science, a lot of research showing there's things you can do to prevent this. A lot of these things from happening to you. So it's powerful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's hilarious actually, because once I got into the world of eating a plant-based diet back in 2003, right, which was approximately the same time that you got into it, early 2000s, we'll call it. I remember at that time, the amount of days in the year that I would spend sick went down dramatically. It didn't go to zero, but it went from, call it like 15 sick days per year down to like 2 or 1. And I was like, man, I feel so much better, and I'm much more resistant to your average cold, and your average flu virus and any kind of infectious disease. And it's gotten better and better and better over the course of time. So like, I still get sick, don't get me wrong, but it just happens a lot less frequently than ever before. And I am proud to say that I've taken a grand total of zero sick days in the last decade of my life. And that's a big deal because, if you take time off of work and blah, 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 it can get complicated. So what's interesting is that now that the pandemic hit, all of a sudden everybody's eyes were open and they're like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, I got to care about my immunity. Am I helping my immunity or am I hurting my immune system? And now it's kind of at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. So if you're interested, get in this webinar. We'll talk all about it and hopefully get you the tools so that you don't feel like you're doing something wrong and actually harming your immune system. Instead, I want you to walk away from this feeling super comfortable and very confident that you're doing the right things on a daily basis to maximize your immune system.
100%. Okay, make sure to comment webinar so you can get invited. Now, Cyrus, how about I'll share my first thing that's on my list of favorites, and then you go next. What do you think?
Perfect. We'll do sudden death. Right. I like it.
So here we go. I love this. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again. Share screen. Boom. Okay, here we go. Hope everybody can see it. I think, there we go. All right. So this is from our friends over here at Miami Fruit. Okay. And you can enter the discount code Mastering Diabetes and you can save 50%. But this is another fruit that you can order. It's called sapodilla, right? It tastes like a pear baked in brown sugar with cinnamon on top. And it is absolutely delicious. It's a fresh fruit that grows in a tropical environment. And it's very, very, again, sweet and calorie dense. These are fruits that keep you full. So if you're going to try some fruit-based meals, you're going to have more fruit with your breakfast and you want it to hold you over to lunch, you got to have fruits that have a significant amount of calories. And sapodilla is one of those. So it's a bit pricey, right? It's quite expensive to get a box, but it's a holiday treat. It's a unique experience. Maybe skip a few of those, maybe bottles of wine that might add up over time and treat yourself to a sapodilla box. It's a wonderful, wonderful holiday gift. Check it out. Just go to miamifruit.org, type in sapodilla, enter our discount code, and have some fun.
Robbie, sapodillas come in one box on average?
What's that? How many? Good question. That's a great question. I would
Are we
say if you
talking
got
like
a small
5
box, you
or
probably get like 6 or 7 sapodillas.
6 or 7? Okay. I love it.
Oh, here
I
we
love
go.
it.
Okay, here we go. So it says on the website, small box contains 3 to 5 pounds. Large box contains 8 to 10. Extra large box 16 to 20, and a bulk box 34 to 40.
Okay, wait, 3 to 5
So
pounds sapodilla. I mean, that means that each sapodilla is like a third of a pound or maybe even less. So we're looking at like
yeah,
what, 12 to 20, something like that.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm going to share my screen again, and there's actually good. Oh no, I did the wrong button. Whoops. Here we go. Share screen. Nope, not that one. Okay. Now you can see some pictures here. This is
Nope.
kind of an example of a box.
There we
You
go.
see that?
Mhm. Yep.
So, I mean, you've had sapodilla before, Cyrus. I mean, you love it, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
And there's a fun way to present it right there. It's a great. I've shared tropical fruit with a lot of people, and not every fruit is a hit, but sapodilla has a very, very high percentage of people being like, wow, like that's a really great experience. Thank you for
Yep.
sharing that with me.
So sapodilla is also called chiku, Chicoo, in India. That's where my parents grew up. So when I ate it back in the day, they would say, "Oh, would you like to eat some chiku?" And I was like, "What the heck is this chiku stuff?" They have chiku ice cream, they have chiku desserts, they have chiku pulp that you can just squeeze out of a bag. And then I actually started eating the chiku, and I was like, "Oh, this is what it is." Very tasty. So if you've never had it before, highly recommend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me show you one of my favorite things of all time. It's called plant-based telehealth. You guys have probably heard us talk about plant-based telehealth before. If you have, cool. If not, let me blow your mind. In today's world, as you probably know, finding a doctor that knows something about nutrition is hard, especially something about plant-based nutrition. And as you know, we're huge advocates of eating lots of plants in your diet. So plant-based telehealth was started by a very good friend of ours named Anthony. And Anthony has amassed the all-star team of 10 doctors that are multiple board certified. Every single one of them has a lifestyle medicine certification. And they now can cover all 50 states as of last week, which is huge. So regardless of what state you're in, what you would do is you would just go straight to plant-based telehealth, and then you can basically just do a new patient registration right here. Okay, you enter your first name, your last name, your email address. You can choose what state you're from, and then you just give your phone number, and then you can go through and actually choose the doctor that you want to have a consultation with. And then you can turn that into a recurring consultation over the course of time if you find that it's a good experience, which personally I have found. Now, I use plant-based telehealth myself, and I've been using plant-based telehealth for the past 3 years, and I find that the level of information that I get from my telehealth physician is unparalleled. Anytime there's a question, anytime I got to get a blood test, anytime I have to go get insulin, never a problem. I can just contact my doctor and set up an appointment to speak with them, or I can basically get a prescription sent to my local pharmacy. Very simple. So if you guys are in a position where you want a plant-based physician, or you're frustrated with your existing physician and you want some oversight of somebody who really knows what they're talking about, go straight to plantbasedtelehealth.com and sign up there. I think you guys are going to love it.
Yeah, I will also say I've been working with a doctor at Plant-Based Telehealth for, just like Cyrus, over 3 years. Dr. Christina Miller is the doctor I work with right now, and she has just been outstanding. And like Cyrus says, like it's very easy, like to have that really committed relationship with a doctor who truly understands the Mastering Diabetes method, truly understands the power of medicinal plants such as Amla, and they're really on your team. And the way they order the blood work, you can go and get it done in any lab near you. It's been an amazing experience. They're really on top of it. So could not recommend plant-based telehealth enough. Okay.
Agreed.
Next thing to share, I'm going to present my screen. Here we go. Okay. So you may have heard us talk about the decision tree. All right. It's the ultimate tool for perfect blood glucose. All right. We are so passionate about this. We, as a team here, really, Kylie and Alondra led the charge on turning the decision tree into, into a booklet. This is a booklet. We had so many requests over the years to provide a booklet that we could just mail to your house instead of you having to, get your printer working, find some paper, get rid of the paper jam in the printer and just make the thing work and print these. It got frustrating for a lot of us. So now there's a booklet, and my booklet actually, it's over there in my backpack. But this tool is life-changing. It's just a simple tool where you write down day-to-day activities, what's happening with your blood glucose, what you're consuming, the medication you're consuming. It's just, you just fill in these boxes. There we go, just like that. You fill in the boxes and watch as your mind is opened up. You're like, wow, like your mind's going to be blown to see the right in front of your face. Okay, what happens when I reduce my fat intake and I'm increasing my intake of whole carbohydrate-rich foods? What happens to my blood glucose control? What happens when I have like a little bit of extra fat at dinner? What happens the next day? You start to make these connections. And there's a lot of quotes in here. There's some fun summary pages. It's just a really, really beautiful experience. We have a booklet for people who are injecting fast-acting insulin, like with your meals. And there's another booklet if you're not injecting fast-acting insulin. Okay, you're not doing bolus injections, you can go with the other one. So this is an amazing tool. It's could be a great gift for somebody who is ready to make some change and is open to learning. If you are currently filling out decision trees and having to print them all the time, this is a great tool. And if you've never used it before, but you really want to get full control of your blood glucose, this is a great thing to buy to get you started. So another wonderful holiday gift. And we'll make sure this link is shared in the chat box for anybody who's looking for it.
Heck yeah, nice work. Okay. Here's another one of my favorite things in the world. Plant Strong Foods. Maybe you guys have heard of Rip Esselstyn before. Maybe you haven't. Rip is he's used to be a firefighter in Austin. He created what's called the Engine 2 diet. He helped a lot of his firefighting crew avoid chronic disease and reverse chronic disease. He is the son of Caldwell Esselstyn Jr., and he is also a world champion. He owns a Guinness Book World Record for the 200-meter backstroke. He was an Ironman triathlete. I mean, there's nothing this guy can't do. He's a Renaissance man, and he's really impressive. So he created a brand of food products called Plant Strong that are delicious and as clean as possible, otherwise known as ACAP. So what you do is you go to plantstrongfoods.com, and here you can basically shop a whole collection of different types of products. They have cereals, granolas, broths, chilies and stews, pizza, popcorn, bundles, you name it, okay? So let's say you like chilies and stews, because I do myself. You come here and you take a look at this and you're like, okay, cool, let me get this chili and stew sampler pack. In here, you basically are going to get shipped multiple different chili and stew flavors. And the beauty of these products are, unlike the other products that you get at the grocery store, there's no artificial ingredients, there's no sweeteners, there's no fillers, there's no unnecessary garbage in these foods. 100% whole food, plant-based eating. And for those of you that are really trying to make a full lifestyle change, this is a simple way that you can actually get some convenience without having to work too hard. Okay. So I know these are available in some grocery stores. I just don't remember exactly which ones they are off the top of my head. Do you happen to know, Robbie?
You know, I'm pretty darn sure you can get it at Whole Foods. That's one. No question about that. Although
I feel like you can get it at Sprouts too. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. But you know, the website's just the best way to go, Cyrus, because you can. I think there's more flavors available, more options. The bundles are cool. Like you might as well just order it like now and not have to think about it. Just get it done and have it shipped straight to your door.
Agreed. So I was actually in Austin last week, and I went to Rip's house and we sat down and had dinner with him, and him and his whole family got to meet Indigo, and we were eating dinner together. And he was eating this Plant Strong, this Rip's Big Bowl granola for dessert. And he gave Indigo a little tiny spoon of it, and she, like, her eyes lit up. I mean, she loved it. So he saw just how much she loved it, that he sent us home with an entire box of this stuff, because he's just a good guy and he just wanted to make sure that she had as much food as possible. So we now have a box of this stuff sitting in our house, and I am now eating this stuff on a daily basis. And I will also attest to the fact that it's very tasty. So again, if you're looking for things that are clean and looking for simple ways that you can add convenience to your lifestyle, You just can't go wrong with anything that Plant Strong has to offer. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of different types of foods you can get here. So go ahead and take a look and shop. Just go to plantstrongfoods.com and you can learn more about their products there if you're interested.
So many fun options. Okay, so I'm going to share my next favorite thing here. So this is a good one. I've seen this on previous shows that we've done here. This is an ice cream maker. So you can just type in Yonana's frozen treat maker into Amazon, and you'll find many options. There's options that are, I think, $70, $80. I don't think those are completely necessary. Some of them might look a little better with some fun colors. So if you want to, the colors matter to you, go ahead and do that. But this thing has 15,585 rankings, 4 stars. That's incredible for that many rankings. And this, I believe, is the least expensive one. Same day delivery, which is always fun. But this machine just makes making fruit-based ice cream so simple. It's incredibly simple. You don't have to worry about, sometimes in the past I've made it in a high-speed blender and you have to wait till things defrost. And then if you don't wait till that defrosts enough, your blender kind of might get burned out. Then you have to wait. And then scooping it out of the blender is kind of frustrating. I mean, this device, like as you can see in this picture, the woman in the red shirt, is just like you take a really, really frozen fruit, just take it out of the freezer, put it through the machine, and it's going to make this beautiful, soft serve fruit-based ice cream. It's going to come out of the machine just like that beautiful red ice cream that's coming out into that blue bowl there. So it's a great device. You can put all kinds of frozen fruit through the device. You could make your own banana ice cream, just bananas. Like literally just putting bananas through this is amazing. And it's quite interesting to see how the bananas taste dramatically different just because you froze them and put them through this machine versus just eating a banana. Like something about the flavor, the texture, it becomes fantastic. I have done versions where it's just bananas and wild blueberries. I've done just bananas and mangoes. You can get more fruits involved. You can get like mixed berries and just start putting them through the top, and the machine will like put it together into, an actual ice cream. And it's very easy to clean. That's also a big part here. I don't think they have any pictures of that. I'm sure they have probably some videos. But it's just a fantastic device. And everybody's always looking for a nice dessert around the holidays. And you will be shocked to see how many people, even your, maybe regular eaters, family members who just don't even follow a special diet or anything like that, they will be blown away by this straight up fruit-based ice cream. So this is a great holiday item. I use mine all the time.
Keith is asking, when is the best time to eat ice cream and smoothies?
Wow, that's a good question. I would
Keith,
say
the answer is whenever you want. Whenever you want. When I first transitioned to eating a plant-based diet, the guy that I had learned from, Dr. Doug Graham, who went on to teach Robby as well, he said, you know what? The best part of eating this way is a giant secret. You can eat dessert for breakfast every single day for the rest of your life. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, you can make ice cream for breakfast. You can make ice cream for lunch. You can make ice cream for dinner. You can make it whenever you want. And it's insulin sensitizing. It will keep your body weight regulated. And as long as you make it using only 100% clean fruits, you can never go wrong. And I was like, oh my God, he's so right. He's so right. So if you like eating ice cream, the answer is eat it whenever you want. You can eat it in the middle of the night if you wanted. I'd be perfectly happy.
100%. Somebody asked, could you put sapodilla through a Yonana ice cream maker? The answer is yes. I would not recommend putting the skin through there. I like eating the skin of sapodilla. Not everybody likes that, even just when they eat it. But if you're going to turn it into ice cream, definitely do not put the skin. Peel it, freeze it. Make sure you take the seeds out, and then you could put some sapodilla into your ice cream, and I bet it would taste amazing. I haven't tried that myself, but it sure sounds good.
Cool. Okay. So the next thing that I would like to show you guys is an apple corer. Okay. This is a little trick that I learned not too long ago that a friend of mine, Corey, taught us. You guys probably seen Corey on these shows before. Okay. So I went to Google and I typed in the words apple corer, and I ended up with a whole bunch of this stuff. Okay. This is what I'm looking at right here. So if I click on this bad boy, it takes me to Amazon, and I see this thing for, what is it, $9, right? And you might ask me, well, why do I want an apple core cider? The answer is not to core apples, but instead to make French fries. Watch this. You take the apple core, you make a stabilizing cut on your potato, and you, boom, you make French fries. You then take those French fries, you put them onto a baking dish with parchment paper, add some spices to it, and you have yourself steak fries, and it's very easy to make. Super, super simple. We do this multiple times per week, every single week. And as soon as I learned that, I was like, oh my God, this is a game changer. So
Do you
go pick
think that
yourself up an apple.
centerpiece, does that centerpiece go in the oven too, the round one?
Great question. The centerpiece is the best one of them all. It's a little bit thicker than the ones on the outside, but I literally pick out the centers from the entire dish and I eat almost only the centers.
That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's fun. You know, Cyrus, I think we should do one bonus item today. And that would be Amla Green Pumpkin Spice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of taken the world by storm. The amount of the feedback that we have gotten about Amla Green Pumpkin Spice is just fantastic.
Yes, for sure. Let's talk about it here. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I should.
you got it on the screen. Perfect. Okay.
You know, well, I'm actually. There's two. Hold on. There's the pumpkin spice guide, but I'm going to pull up the product too.
Yeah, okay, cool. So if you want the pumpkin spice guide, which will eventually give you also access to the product, you can just go to amlagreen.com/pumpkin. And then you can basically sign up and we'll give you a guide for free that teaches you exactly how to use the Amla Green pumpkin spice in a whole bunch of different recipes. But if you want just the Amla Green pumpkin spice, and you want to learn about it, Robbie, go ahead and tell people about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, this sort of came from your wife, Kylie, Cyrus, in the sense that she's kind of like the pumpkin spice queen of the world. And she's like, yeah, like we need this. Like people need this. And so the team went to work and said, okay, well, let's make it happen. And it's got a really, really beautiful formulation, and the flavor is just, it's on point. But most importantly, you're getting your Amla on a daily basis. You got to be consistent. If you want the benefits of pretty much anything in life, you have to be consistent. So if you want the benefits of the world's most antioxidant rich whole food, you got to consume it on a daily basis. So the opportunity to get a little different flavor at this time of year, change it up a little bit. If you've been using the regular or the elderberry or the hibiscus on a regular basis, this is a chance to, keep it interesting, make it a little different, and celebrate the holiday season. So this can be put into a tea, as you see on the screen. You could put it into any recipe. You could put it into a dressing. You could just sprinkle it on top of a salad. There's a lot of different ways to get this into your diet, but it is a real treat, and you got to get it while supplies last, because I have a feeling it's going to sell out based on the popularity of this product.
Absolutely. Yep. So there have been a lot of people who are telling us that this is a really, really tasty product, just like Robbie was saying. But what's also great about it is that if you go to Starbucks, as an example, you can get a pumpkin spice latte there. You can get a pumpkin spice cappuccino. You can get, pumpkin spice mocha if you want. And don't get me wrong, those are flavorful drinks. The problem is that so many of those drinks, whether you get them at Pete's Coffee or Starbucks Coffee or any other popular coffee joint, is that they usually have a whole bunch of sugary substances in it that add excess calories and are refined and are only going to exacerbate any kind of existing chronic disease, or they're going to stimulate the development of a chronic disease. So we created Amla Green, just like Rip made the Plant Strong brand as clean as possible, ACAP. We did the same thing with Amla Green. We are sticklers about what goes inside this stuff. And we made sure that the stuff that goes inside of this pumpkin spice flavoring, as well as all our other flavors, is 100% clean. So you don't have to worry about art additives or emulsifiers or natural flavorings that are going to derail your lifestyle change program. Okay. So if you like the pumpkin spice flavor, if you like drinking tea, or if you want to take the pumpkin spice, you just take a scoop of it and you can add it to smoothies. You can put it as a salad dressing. You can use it in 1,000 different ways. I would recommend getting this stuff. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Do you like the flavor of it? Do you not like the flavor of it? So far, like Robbie's saying, people have been saying that they really like it, and I hope that it works out for you for sure.
A really important question came in from Betty. She says, I can't have caffeine. Any Amla Green products with no caffeine? The answer is yes. We absolutely. You're amongst many people in our audience who either can't have caffeine or just choose not to have caffeine, and that's Great. So Amla Green Hibiscus, caffeine free. Pumpkin Spice, caffeine free. Amla Green Regular, you can get a decaf version that's caffeine free. And Cyrus, correct me if I'm wrong, but elderberry is also caffeine free.
Yeah, the only product that has caffeine of all the products that are in the Amla Green line, there's only one product that has caffeine, and that is Amla Green Regular or Amla Green Classic. That's it. That has green tea in it. Every single other formulation is 100% caffeine free because it's pure herbal. So if you don't want caffeine, then by all means just don't get the classic formula. Get anything else, and you'll be just fine.
Perfect. I love it.
Okay, so here's a question that came in from Diane Cunningham. She says, do smoothies damage your arterial endothelium? Do they cause a spike in insulin, which in turn damages your endothelium? What does the research say? Okay, Diane, there's this common wisdom in the world of carbohydrate metabolism that carbs are bad for you. So anytime you have carbohydrate, whether it comes from bread, cereals, and pastas, or whether it comes from fruits and starchy potatoes and quinoa and legumes, that it's going to cause a blood sugar spike. Number one, that only happens if you are already living in an insulin resistant state. So if you are insulin resistant and then you add carbohydrate material in an insulin resistant state, your blood glucose can go high and it can become problematic for your blood vessels and for your liver and for your muscle. So our entire technique is about doing two things simultaneously. Number one, changing the macronutrient distribution of the food you eat so that you're eating less fat, because fat is what caused insulin resistance in the first place. And number two, eliminating insulin resistance using your food as medicine. So what we teach people to do is, number one, subtract your fat first, and then start to add slowly digesting carbohydrate into your diet as a secondary step. So if you do it in that method, then you can have as many smoothies as you want, because the smoothies are not going to cause a blood glucose spike like they may have in the insulin resistant state. But you first have to reduce your total fat intake to less than 15% of all calories. And when you do it that way, then you can earn the ability to eat more carbohydrate rich material, including smoothies.
Absolutely, 100%. Good stuff. It's been a good show. I hope you guys took notes. Hope you're going to grab many of the things that we talked about today or take advantage of these offers. I mean, a lot of good stuff here.
Absolutely. So again, if you had a chance to, if you commented webinar, there's a comment. Bess, could you do a favor and drop the webinar link one more time, just so people have that, because I want you in this webinar. We're going to be talking about immunity, and I want you guys to be set up for success, not only in the month of December, but also for the rest of the year. Okay. Immunity is not a seasonal thing. Immunity is a full-time job. I want you to have maximal immune function all day long, every single day for the rest of your life. I don't want you to only think about your immune system during the wintertime, because that is just pure opportunistic and it's missing the bigger picture. Okay. So I want to teach you guys how to make sure that you are maximizing your immune function at all times. And this webinar is going to put you in the driver's seat so that you don't have to worry about it.
100%. No question about it.
Perfect.
Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You guys rock. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you.